Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show. The show is about transforming lives one story at a time, and we ask people from all walks of life to come and share their heart stories. So we have another wonderful individual with us today. She is a wealth educator, teaching families in communities how to reduce debt and build legacies of savings. And she is very passionate about influencing and impacting lives. And she launched her platform called Beauty, Brains, and Bank to uplift women and women of color to become business owners. Please welcome Eboni Ledford to the show. How are you doing today, Eboni?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you, and Happy New Year.
Thank you so much. You as well.
Awesome. All right. Well, Eboni, tell us, what is your journey to becoming a wealth educator? What's your background leading towards that?
So actually, it's pretty absurd. I never ever pictured myself in the financial industry, but it was amazing. All my life I wanted to be a lawyer, and I find it so unique how sometimes the expectations of society or even our families can be imposed on you without even knowing, because at that age, so young, I didn't even know what a lawyer did. I didn't know how they were paid, and I didn't know some of the things that I would have to do to get there, but I knew that I wanted to be a lawyer. So in high school, I started to do some research, and I decided to specialize in family law. One, because they were paid pretty good, $80 an hour on average, but also because I have a passion for helping families. And my parents went through a divorce, and as great as their relationship is, I witnessed family lawyers doing and saying things that would really only give them a win, but would leave our family worse off. And I wanted to be somebody that offered something very different and unique to the industry of financial law. So I went to university. I went to York University. I studied law and society, and I was minoring in French. But somewhere within my fourth year, there was a disconnect, and I was unhappy. And part of this unhappiness actually came from my work experience at the time, which was in retail, so unrelated to law. But I found that as an employee, and especially when you're doing something that's labor-intensive, just like family law, I was experiencing burnout, very long hours, and definitely little time off, always requesting time off. And for me, I always desired to have a family, and I never wanted to be a mother that was around but not mentally present. And I started to realize that as a family lawyer, in order to do a really good job and impact families the way I wanted to, I would always have my head in case law, and I would never really be focused on my family life and things of that nature. So I'm a believer in signs. I'm a believer that nothing happens to you, everything happens for you. And I was speaking to my aunt, who is an entrepreneur. She has a couple like Amazon stores, and she had asked me why I want to be a lawyer. So I brought out all the stops and I explained myself. And she finished by telling me all the benefits of being an entrepreneur. But what really racked my brain is when she finished this conversation saying she believes I'm better than a lawyer. And I was like, what's better than a lawyer? And then shortly after, I was met with the opportunity to help build my financial firm. And it was amazing because some of the same things that my aunt had pointed out, freedom of time, being able to impact lives and influence people the same way that I wanted to do as a lawyer, but also learning how to grow myself, were all present within this opportunity. And they say the rest is history, so I've been here ever since.
Fantastic. Now, the platform Beauty, Brains, and Bank, when did that launch?
So I launched Beauty, Brains, and Bank in April of last year, 2019. And it literally came from an idea in my head. I think all of us have these wonderful ideas, and you're one perfect example of somebody who has a beautiful idea that's executing. You're changing and impacting lives in so many ways, and I wanted to do the same. And I put this event together, and at the time, my first event was for young Black female entrepreneurs within the city of Toronto. And I organized a platform for people to share their ideas and learn and glean off of other people in different industries who've been doing their thing. And it's now sponsored by Shopify. It's grown so large, and I'm planning to have a series of additional events this year, so it's pretty exciting.
Excellent. And, Eboni, I think it's very important that, understanding financial literacy, if I may say, is something that we really need to encourage in young people, I think, as early as possible. So I see how you're able to embrace that in women and in women of color. But how about what's your take on maybe getting into the schools and working with young children to prepare them for the long haul of financial freedom and how they can achieve it?
I love that. So I have reached out and done a lot of efforts with young millennials, and I'm actually in 2020, I just have to firm up the date. I'll be training with some of the younger basketball camps, so high schools and middle schools, to educate them a little bit more on financial literacy. But I definitely see the value in it, and that's why with social media, it's huge for everybody, especially entrepreneurs, but especially for younger generations. They're on it so much. And so I make it an effort to put out positivity and financial literacy so that all of my following and other people's following as well, young and older, can glean off of the information that I'm giving. But definitely an end goal will be to continue getting deeper into interacting with younger individuals on how they can become more financially literate and adopt the best saving and growing principles.
Fantastic. Now, Eboni, how has this pursuit of this passion project, which is fabulous, how has it transformed your life?
So I think I love this because I love helping people, and helping people can be a benefit, it can be a pro, and it can be a con. And for me, it was both, because I will help somebody and deplete myself just to help somebody, which is amazing. But this business has taught me to stop giving people fish and how to teach people how to fish. And I love this because I'm educating people on financial concepts that, in the financial industry, traditionally, the top 1% of people, top 1% of earnings are catered to. They get coffees when they go to the bank. They get the knowledge of financial concepts and the best service. And really, the majority of Canadians are middle-income earners, and those people seem to be the most neglected. And for me, I get to turn these complex financial strategies and concepts and lay them out in a way where anybody and everybody can optimize their situation. But at the same time, with this knowledge, I'm able to empower people not just to better their financial situation, but to become leaders. And with BB&B now, I'm empowering people to become entrepreneurs and to develop great practices and to live their best life. So really, for me, it's transformed me in personal development. I've grown. Entrepreneurship is not easy. And for anybody who wants to become an entrepreneur, usually they're sold by the benefits and nobody tells them about the downsides. And this business, because I'm so passionate about it, has allowed me to get through everything, and has changed my entire outlook on life. The way I deal with situations, the way I deal with sad times, great times, hard times, is completely different than old Eboni and the Eboni that would have been a lawyer. But this has also taught me the value of money, not just saving and planning with it, but the reason why I was able to put BB&B together was not only confidence that I've gained, it's cash flow. And, I grew up in a church, and I remember always hearing, Caribbean church, so always hearing, money is the root of all evil, money is the root of all evil. But you know what? I've learned that it's a magnifying glass, and it really magnifies the personality of the person who has it. And because I love helping people so much, this additional cash flow, the ability to save and plan, has allowed me to put on these types of events to teach people how to do the same. And so it really fulfills my heart helping a client. Every day is different. Every client is different, and every event has a different effect. And so I'm just so honored and blessed to really be in this position where I'm feeling gratification in doing my work.
Absolutely, and we're grateful for the type of leap of faith that you've taken to embrace these wonderful ideas, to uplift people and to launch them into the stratosphere of financial freedom, which is a big deal. So I thank you for all that you're doing. Now, how can people reach out? My pleasure. How can people reach out to you on social media, Eboni?
So I am available a lot of ways. I've got a website, so 2 websites. If somebody wants to learn a little bit more about entrepreneurship and just a little bit about my social life and how I empower people in other ways, I have Eboni, ELLE.com. And then I've also got EboniLedford.com, which would direct people to my financial website where they can book a call with me or book my schedule if they would like. And then, of course, on Instagram, you can find a plethora of things associated with me, but my Instagram would be _ Eboni, EBONI, _ELLE.
Fantastic. Eboni, I want to thank you so much for your pearls of wisdom. You've been very, very informative, and I know people will be contacting you soon to, just help enlighten them and guide them in the way that they should. So you've been listening to Eboni Ledford, who is a wealth educator. She's also launched her platform, Beauty, Brains, and Bank. So please connect with her on social media. She's on Facebook. She's on Twitter. She's got a website, and she's doing amazing things in the community. So thank you again, Eboni.
Thank you so much for having me.
Not a problem. All right. Connect with you very soon, and all the best. Bye for now.
You too. Bye for now.